College Football 25 has been out for over a month now, or longer if you're a person watching this in the future. And I think we can all agree that Dynasty mode lacks some depth. Don't get me wrong, I'm having a ton of fun playing Dynasty mode on this channel. I even just like doing simulation dynasties in my free time sometimes. But I think you'd be lying to yourself if you were to say this mode has a lot going for it. Look, you play games, scout, recruit, repeat. Play games, scout, recruit, repeat. And for the most part, that's fine. I don't think we want the mode to be anything, too crazy. But I know we all don't want to see this mode end up like franchise mode, right? We don't want to see like Madden where we just don't get any really significant improvements year to year. So I'm going to list a few things here in this video, 10 of them, that I think could help College Football 26 Dynasty mode take that next step and be the mode that we all want it to be. Number one on here, improved player development. Right now, players just progress at their own random intervals. I mean, just at random, middle of the season, and then they get an off-season boost. And the game doesn't really tell us how and what players improved on. So you just see a green up, or you just see a green arrow up. I don't know what they got better at. So I want to see the college football team take their own unique approach to player development, though. I don't want to see the archetype system from Madden make its way into this game. I want a completely different system. I want their own system. Like I said, come up with something new, something fresh, and something that we can have control over. It would go a long way in adding depth and replayability to the mode, I think, if we could have that improved player development. Because right now it's just kind of random. It just happens. You can have some coach abilities that kind of boost things, but outside of that, you don't really get to have a say in how players get better. You don't get to say if a player improves throw power, throw accuracy, or tackling, or coverage, anything like that. We need something that will let us have control over it and have an ability to kind of decide how players get better as opposed to just leaving it up to RNG. Number two here, improved NIL integration. I think it's fair to give the college football team some slack for the limited NIL systems in Dynasty and Road to Glory in this year's game. A lot of those legal hurdles got cleared in the middle development, and we aren't exactly sure about what they can and can't include due to the licensing agreements they have with players and schools and conferences and things like that. But NIL has to play a role in Dynasty mode in the future. It just has to. It's too big a part of college football. The landscape of college sports has been changed forever due to NIL. One idea I have is every school has a pool of NIL money, if you will. I guess we'd have to make actual money a part of this mode. Larger schools, like big SEC schools and Big Ten schools, are programs that have ties to big brands like Nike and Jordan. Think Oregon and North Carolina will have larger pools of NIL money to spend. So you can choose to upgrade certain aspects in recruiting. Think facilities, dorms, travel accommodation, all these sorts of things like that. Your training facilities, all this stuff that will allow you to, actually level up your 1-star school to eventually a 4 or 5-star school. Those sorts of things, right? When you're recruiting, you see your facilities are at a D-. Well, if you can slowly spend money to improve those things, again, also make it hard to earn this as well. It should be very difficult to make these improvements. It should have to be a really long time for you to kind of do this. So you kind of killed two birds with one stone here, adding a bigger NIL impact into Dynasty. And you get to make improvements to kind of the recruiting a little bit here too. So you kind of add another layer of depth to that as well. So that's number 2 on this list. Let's get into number 3 now. Number 3 on this is I actually want conference invites. What I'm saying here, in College Football 25, you can join and leave conferences at will, whenever you like, however you like, as often as you like, and then that's fine, that's cool. But I want something more. I want to actually earn my way into a bigger conference. Sure, in my Western Michigan Dynasty, which I upload on this channel, subscribe to watch it, I could just put them right into the Big Ten next season, or I can put them right into the ACC, or right into the American Conference. But what if I had the option to toggle that off and I couldn't? This could easily, again, something you can toggle on or off, but actually making the conferences almost like a living, breathing entity in Dynasty mode could be a lot of fun, right? Maybe after a couple seasons you've been doing well, if you're in the MAC, you get an offer to join the American. You go there, win it a few times, are pretty good in it, you get an offer to join the ACC or the offer to join the Big Ten. Another thing I think that would be really cool here, and this is something we're going to take here from my NBA from 2K. In NBA 2K My NBA, the league will sign new TV deals that affect the CBA in the mode, which then affects, cap space and things like that. Why not have something similar in College Football 26 with this feature? The SEC just signed a massive deal with ESPN. The Big Ten has signed big deals with NBC, Fox, and CBS. This could even tie into the NIL money that I just mentioned earlier in the last point I was making. Again, adding depth to this mode should be the goal for College Football 26, and a feature like this could easily make every Dynasty mode that people play unique and their own. So I think that'd be a really cool thing to see added to the game. Number 4 here is going to be improved player customization. I get not being able to edit numbers for NIL related players. Perfectly fine with that. I even get not being able to export draft classes with NIL related players, right? Players whose name, image, or likeness are in the game. Totally understand that. That's a licensing issue with the NFL and the college players. Totally fine with that. But why the hell can't we edit generated prospects or create prospects or export draft classes once all the NIL players are out of our dynasty? This seems like something that should be easy to fix in College Football 26. Let's get it in here, guys. Come on. Number 5 here. I'm going to get a little more serious here. Or not serious, maybe mean a little bit. The news menus suck. They just do. I tried putting this as nice as I could, but I gotta be honest here. This mode does suffer from what Madden has suffered from a long time. Maybe not as much this year with Madden, but it's not perfect. But the main menu redesign that they did in franchise mode this year did a really good job of putting some news, putting league things in front of you, putting it kind of in the front and center of your franchise. That's not really a thing here in College Football 26. You honestly don't really know what's going on most of the time, unless you start digging through the menus and things like that. And I know a lot of people don't like doing that, right? Because you've already been digging through menus, recruiting, and things like that. So you don't want to go back and start digging through news in other menus. You just put it front and center. I think that would be a better thing than what we have right now. What's going on in your conference, so on and so on. You have to, kind of manually go and do that. And I get for a lot of us, that's not a big deal. But I'm sure for other people, they don't really want to do all that. They just want to see everything right in front of them. So you got to get the news in front of our faces. Make sure we can't ignore it. It's better than showing me my conference or my championship contender rating went down to a D- after every game, like you do every time I advance a week. That's kind of annoying. Get the news in front of us. This is something on my other channel I mentioned that I was really hoping was going to be in College Football 25. It wasn't. So yeah, let's get that in the game, guys. Come on, let's go. This feels like a non-dynasty mode thing here. I'm about to list here number 6. But to me, presentation kind of goes with the package of Dynasty mode, I think. A great presentation can take a even kind of mediocre franchise or Dynasty mode and take it to the next level. So that's why I'm going to put this here. The new play calling screen, I think, I kind of liked it at first. But honestly, really all it does is take up a lot of screen space. It takes up a lot of real estate. And all the play calling information that we get in Madden, we get here. But in here, it takes up way more space than it needs to. And honestly, it takes away from a lot of the post-play presentation. They put the post-play stuff into like a little box in the upper left-hand corner. And it's like sometimes I kind of want to see what's going on over there, but I can't because it's in this little left-hand corner. So it was an interesting idea, but I think it just takes away too much from the presentation. Also, that ticker at the bottom of Dynasty mode, need to add some color to it. Add the colored logos to ticker. I barely ever noticed the ticker, and studio updates about games that are, affect us or things like that. Those actually need to be a screen after every score or after every, punt or something like that. Because right now, if you're someone that mutes the commentary just because maybe you don't like the way it sounds, or you're like me, you're making content so you can't really have the commentary or whatever, you never hear studio updates. I'm gonna be frank here. I didn't even know studio updates were in the game until I was watching that franchise guy's Charlotte 49ers stream on Twitch, and I heard the commentary and I heard them mention the studio update. So yes, that is in the game. I'm just now finding that out a month later. But also another thing, actually fly these guys out to record their lines. Don't make them record in a spare room in their house. And you can tell with some of these lines and commentary, when a few times I did listen to it, you can actually tell that they're trying not to be loud, right? Like if you've ever made a YouTube video or anything like that, and there's other people in your house with you, you kind of actively try to keep your noise level down. You're not trying to talk as loud as you normally would because you don't want to disturb them. That comes through in the content, and that comes through the commentary in this game. It sounds like people not trying to disturb their significant others. So I get a lot of this game started development during COVID and things like that. Just, try to get these guys flown out so you can actually record those lines in a recording booth, things like that. So I think that'd be better than what we have. So there it is. That's number 6 on this list. Now let's get to the lightning round. Lightning round here. These are going to be kind of quick, but I think pretty significant. Number 7, improve play the moments. I mentioned this in my wish list video on my other channel for this game for College Football 25. Now it's in my wish list for College Football 26. It should be getting me to play the biggest, best moments of the game. It's called play the moments. It's not called play the defense. If I wanted to play mostly defense, I'd select the option to play all defense. I have to ask, why does my defense always need my help? It seems like the defense always needs my help. Why? Stop having me take over on 3rd and 10 when I do get an offensive play at the moment. Why am I always taking over on 3rd and 15? I don't get that. Why am I always taking over right as the 2-minute warning goes off? Don't get that. Maybe have a moment where after the other team scores, I could get a moment to respond. Maybe call it, I don't know, hey, the team just tied the game up. Go retake the lead. Can I get a moment like that, please? Thanks. Number 8 here. Don't you dare. If anyone from the college football team is listening to this, don't you dare do this. Don't you dare add those awful storylines in Madden 25. Keep that stuff in Madden and keep it far, far away from Dynasty mode. I do not want some red shirt running back, some red shirt defensive lineman asking me what I would change about him. Nope. Leave that to Madden. Leave that to the Madden team to screw around with. The Madden team likes adding things like that instead of adding features we actually want in a game. So leave that to them. Number 9 here. I think anyone who's played Dynasty mode for any significant number of time, you are probably annoyed by this one. Number 9, let us fire coaches after the conference championship week. Maybe make that its own stage in the off-season sort of, program. And make it risky to fire your offensive, defensive coordinators too. I think I mentioned this in my other wishlist video that I did on my other channel. If I fire my offensive coordinator, there should be some risks that the following season that those players might be a little more prone to transfer to where that coach that I fired went to if I don't meet certain goals. I think that'd be just another game element that would kind of just add some depth to the mode. I think that'd be really cool. So there it is. That's number 9 here. And number 10. This is why I said lightning round, because it's not the biggest thing. It's not like a must-have thing in the game. But storming the field, I would love to see this added to the game. I don't care if the fans look all blocky and pixelated, but when I finally beat a ranked team at Waldo Stadium, it seems wrong that I won't be seeing fans storming the field in celebration of the fact that I just beat a ranked Wisconsin team or something like that. That would be a really cool feature added to the game. I think that it would make those moments feel really big. So I get it might be too early for me to start talking about college football 26, but honestly, if you know the development cycles of these annual sports games, it's probably the right time. So let me know what you guys think here. Did I miss anything? Do you disagree with something I put? Leave a comment in there and let me know. I want to thank you guys for watching this video, for watching the channel. Hit like, hit subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and I will see you guys later. Peace.